Hi, everyone. It's Tara Doyle here with Sotheby's, and I am with my brother, Jamie Loewen. He is a mortgage broker with he has his own brokerage in Oakville. And we are really excited because we're going to start this new recording podcast, whatever you want to call it. We are going to get started on him and I really diving into the market and seeing what's happening between realtors and mortgage agents here in Muskoka, but also in Oakville and anywhere in between.
Yeah. And I'm excited because the beautiful part about COVID is we can work really anywhere. So we, of course, work in Muskoka and actually across Canada. And I mean, what better way to get relatable information than from two people that are related?
It's going to be a super fun time because I think every time we do this, we're going to try and do it how often? Every week or so. And we'll chat about what's happening in the market and how we can help our buyers and sellers.
So what's a common message that you're seeing yourself and other realtors right now telling their clients that hopefully I can bring in some nerdy mathness to, and maybe we can shine some light or maybe debunk some myths?
Thank goodness you're a bit of a number nerd and can really dive into what's going on in the market. So right now, one of the questions I'm getting a lot all the time is it a good time to buy? And realtors out there on social media, we are all saying it is the time to buy. So can you please tell us why, in fact, it is the time to buy?
This is a common one, right? Because has there ever been on social media a realtor say this is not the time to buy? I mean, I think, my eggs in hand would turn green and hell would freeze over, right? So I think that from a client perspective, I think the hardest part is that it sounds like salesiness, right? If you ask a hairdresser, do we need a haircut? The answer will always be yes. So I appreciate that that's going on. And I can expect from a client's perspective that might sound kind of salesy. So I'm a bit of a numbers nerd, as you said. There's a Latin saying res ipsa factum. So let's let some facts speak and let's take a look at that. And I'm going to need your help if that's cool. I'm going to share a little screen here with you, and then let's take a look. Now, I'm going to head to the world's best website. I might be slightly biased. I'm not going to lie, but really what we're
name up there? Oh, look at that. It is.
Right. Isn't that weird? I know.
That's so weird.
I love mortgage calculators. There are a lot of them online. It took me years to try to find one that was a really good one. So I'll click on mortgage calculators here. And what I really want to take a look at is on the mortgage side, right? Because I think what we need to analyze and what we're talking about is time to buy is where is purchase price and where is the cost of carrying, right? I think that's really what we're looking at here, right? So let's take a look. $1 million purchases, that's reasonable a couple of years ago.
Yes.
2021.
Depending on whether we're talking waterfront or residential, but I think it's a good number to sort of start with, and then we can work our way from there.
What I'm thinking we're going to be doing is whenever we're looking at properties that are $1 million or above, we must put down 20%. All right. So if we're at $1 million property, then of course 20% of that one is $200,000. I'll run this one at $1 million because there are, of course, a lot of cottages that are at or above, but to your point, there's lots that are not. So these numbers will work really either way. I'm just going to use some round ones to help us out, but at $1 million with 200 grand down, of course, then we'd be looking at a mortgage of about $800,000. Okay. So easy to slide this back and forth, or we can just type in the number right here. And I'm just going to make this even a little bit bigger for us too. As far as interest rates, prior to COVID, we were sitting at about 3.39 to 3.59. All right, on the fixed rate side. So I'm going to use a little bit more conservative number. Again, if these numbers work as we get higher, then even better. Amortization, when you're putting down 20% as well, can actually be 30 years. So we can easily slide this over here to get to 30. As soon as we slide that, boom, we see what the total monthly payment would look like over there. Basically about $3,500. All right.
Okay.
Not bad. Shows breakdown of principal and interest and where your balance will be at the end of this 5-year term, which is about $715K. Now that's 2021. You tell me now that same, if we're using that $1 million cottage, what kind of purchase price do you think we're going to look at right now?
Let's take it down. Let's take it down to $600K and see what it looks like. Put it down to
that cottage was $1 million 2 years ago. Do you think that cottage is probably around 800,000 right now?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay.
Okay.
So about a 20% decrease. Like, this is your expertise. Obviously, the marketplace. So again, if we're using $1 million purchase 2 years ago,
I thought we were starting with the 800. You got me.
No, I hear it. So the actual mortgage. So if we had
Yeah,
a purchase price
800.
now of 800, 200 grand
Yes.
down, we'd be down then to about the 600,000, right?
Yes.
Okay. We're seeing, 5 years, 3 year to 5 years, somewhere in that range of kind of the 5.29-ish. We're actually seeing some 5 year below that. So, I mean, we can take a look at multiple terms. I'm going to keep it consistent and just, average a 5 to 5 year comparison. I'm also going to keep the amortization at 30 years. And boom. So I think we just proved, I mean, we talked about basically a $3,500 payment before. And I think what we're seeing on our side, especially on our clients and probably yourself, is a lot of people saying, I want to wait till the rate goes down.
Yes.
While we make that purchase. And ironically, the payment is actually lower. And not just that, the balance at the end of the term, we were at over 700,000.
Yes.
At the end of 5 years is over $150,000 less as well. So
you're going to pay it off quicker.
So if the idea is that I wait for rates to go down to buy, but then the purchase price goes back up 200 grand, I'm actually in about $160,000 of a worse position. So
what we're all saying on social media is that now is in fact the time to buy. And I think you just proved that it really is the time to buy. Prices are down. And now because of it, it is the time to buy so that your monthly payments are going to be very similar. And you're going to end up with way less of a mortgage at the end of the 30-year term if you decide to buy now. And I do think that we're starting to see this change because we're all saying it. We've been saying it for months, but we're starting to see the market change, especially here in Muskoka. Now is the time to buy because this will change as soon as those interest rates go down and continue to go down.
You're going to marry the purchase price and you're only going to date that rate. Optimal term right now, we think, is around 3 years because we're running these numbers here as we've shown. The payment is about the same, if not cheaper. If we fast forward 3 years, your balance of your mortgage is at 573. So you're still 140,000 lower than when you started. And now rates in 3 years, we expect are probably going to be about 2 to 3% lower than right now. Yeah. Amazing. If we put this then back to where it was before, well, now look what your new monthly payment is. So I think, seeing that long term and seeing the bigger picture as the opportunity of who cares what the rate is when the price is so much cheaper, it more than warrants it. Yeah. That was some fun with math.
That was fun with math. Thank you very much.
Thank you for letting me nerd out. Yeah, as always.
Okay. Well, thank you. I think this was our very first time sitting on a Google Meet, and we did it together, and there's going to be more of these. So watch for them. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks so much. It was a pleasure, Tara.
You too. Bye.